back again. Journal Journey writing prompt number 76. Before we get started, if you haven't, please check out Flintlocked. It is the comic book I co-wrote and co-created that is available on Amazon in paperback or Kindle form. Would really appreciate it if you checked it out. Well, let's go ahead and dive into the writing prompt, which is: on what occasion do you reward yourself, and what is your reward? This one's a little tricky. I recently talked about how I think more people should, like treat yourself. It's hard because I don't want to say I think I do it too often, but like there's different levels. Like, well, what do you consider like a reward? A reward could be like, oh, did all this work. I'm going to relax a little bit and watch a movie, or I just did all these chores and I'm going to get myself some ice cream, or you know what I mean? Like, whatever the thing is, the occasion really can depend on it. I try to not I'm trying to learn to not rely on like rewarding making up for maybe something that's causing my feelings to be hurt or to be frustrated or whatever the thing could be, because I think some people could rely on rewards. I mean, it's kind of like, I've been trying to learn to not eat as bad as I have for so long, for like my entire life. They talk about it's like you should eat to live, not live to eat. Like some people, like you look forward to like the pizza, or you look forward to the cake or the cookies or whatever it is. Like I too often was always looking forward to things like that, like looking forward to, I worked at an office when I used to work in the office and not remote, pre-COVID. There was a place across the street that sold just the best baked chocolate chip cookies, like fucking ever. Like they were so good. And sometimes, around 3 o'clock, they had like their happy hour for cookies where they were cheaper because, end of the day, they're trying to get rid of the fresh ones and such. And I would reward myself sometimes after a tough day and just go get one. Sometimes it wasn't even just for a reward, but it's just, a thing I did. And I realized that that's bad, that's that I'm doing certain things to reward myself with something that's bad for me. Like, sure, I think on occasion for a special real treat, it's fine to do something like that with maybe like a dessert. But the problem is I was relying too heavily on it, and then it just became routine. I think I'm trying to strike that balance. For example, like it's like, oh, if I lost weight, I'll buy myself a little something on Amazon or like whatever it may be. But like I'm trying to get out of that habit. And move into, to move into something that's more along the lines of I do something really great and then I can reward myself, opposed to just like getting through hard things and trying to make up for it with good things, if that makes sense. It's different when it's something that you earn, opposed to just like, hey, I'm really struggling and I could use a win, so I'm going to give myself this. Like, but also I try to not like deprive myself of things. It's like it's hard to strike that balance. I had parents that would argue over those type of things where my dad would be like, you don't need that. My mom was like, yeah, but like, why not? I mean, we have the thing. It's like, sure, we don't need it, but like a lot of us, we don't need anything, so it's hard to find that balance on like what you should reward yourself with. I think you should reward yourself for doing things, for getting through things and maybe accomplishing certain things, but it's hard to find that balance. So I think that's what I'm just going to talk about, is just the idea that it's hard to strike that balance. There's not a specific occasion I reward myself or a specific reward, but working towards just really not relying on like, oh, like this is shitty, so I'm gonna make myself happy with a reward. It's like, no, I should be able to just make myself happy with other things that I like, that maybe I already have and I don't necessarily need to buy or to eat, because that's capitalism, baby. They really would just if you consume, then that'll make you better. And it's just like, no, I have, as you can see, plenty of things. I should just enjoy the things I have and not focus on getting a new thing. That's writing prompt number 76, and we shall see you tomorrow.